So it's like, all right, this is last week's news. Okay, look at this. Netflix stands up for Brie Larson against claims she is not qualified to be a director. Who would dare? Who would dare tell this woman she's not qualified to be a director? Netflix film here. They announce Netflix so excited to share the trailer for Unicorn Store. Unicorn Store. Brie Larson's directorial debut, and an absolutely charming, heartfelt exploration of the things that drive us and the creativity that adulthood often tries to extinguish. Well, the only thing that drives you, Netflix, is NPC programming, and quite frankly, something needs to extinguish whatever creativity led to this. What is this pastel bukkake here going on with the confused and bereft look on your face? Now, Joe Gill, if that is your real name, just a random Joe Schmo. His name could have been Joe Schmo. Says, LOL, this looks like bleh. Take notes from Jonah Hill, who was mentored by the great Martin Scorsese. Can you imagine having the opportunity to learn at the feet of Martin Scorsese? That took years before he made his directorial debut out of respect for the artistry of film and the position of director. This just seems like she's riding Captain Marvel's wave. You don't say. Netflix film acts perfectly normal, perfectly reasonably. They're not at all defensive. Brie Larson has 58 acting credits, and by the way, only one of them seems to have mattered. I mean, I've never heard of her until Captain Marvel. 53 award noms. 2 writing credits, 2 short film directing credits, 1 composing credit, 1 producing credit, 1 Oscar, 1 feature directing credit. Been working since 1998. Worked with Apatow, Baumbach, Wright, Bowden, Fleck, Abramson, and more. And all it took was a superhero flick, a popcorn flick, for her, after all of this hard work, to finally come into prominence, and people know her name now. Brie Larson responds. Brie Larson's like, oh, I was a little... Netflix. Hey, thank you, enormous corporation. Thank you, enormous streaming service, for crushing Joe Gill. Look at Joe Gill. Crushing Joe Gill under your boot. Good for you. That's really brave. Way to flex your enormous multi-billion dollar strength on one single citizen. Great job. And then Edgar Wright says, Brie, you only won 1 Oscar out of 58 attempts. Do better. I know that's meant to be ironic, but it is pretty funny. All right, so how is the movie? The movie finally came out, okay? Look at that. You can't let these people do stuff like this. Stop it. All right, let's check the review. Oh, no. Hello. Well, hey, if you're new here and enjoying the content, please take a minute to hit that subscribe button. Join us. Thank you. All right, everyone. Hey, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and I am Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan, trusted member of the media. So, yeah, you can trust me. You can trust me. I'm going to prove right now that you can trust me to let you know whether the movie that Netflix staked their entire reputation upon by calling it the greatest film ever made by anyone, whether that movie, Unicorn Store, the directorial debut of auteur Brie Larson, truly lives up to all of the hype. Netflix actually said, we swear to God, we swear on our children, this is the greatest film that you've ever seen, and I am going to have to approach this with a critical eye as a trusted member of the media, as a consumer advocate for you, my friends, you, my viewers, you, my subs. Let's find out if this movie lives up to all of the grandiosity that Netflix has heaped upon it. Now, good news for Netflix. We're gonna actually give them the benefit of a doubt. We're gonna go to IGN. We're even gonna let them have a female reviewer, not a toxic white male. Somebody who will probably be in the target demographic for a movie called Unicorn Store. And we're gonna find out what her point of view was, and I'm sure that she's gonna be fair, just like me. Christy Puchko says, if you couldn't get enough of Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson's buddy cop comedy vibes in Captain Marvel, you're likely as pumped as I was for their reteam in Unicorn Store. Hot off the success of her MCU hit, Larson is rolling out her directorial debut exclusively on Netflix. Well, how lucky for them. Netflix got an exclusive. It's not as though Brie Larson made this movie 2.5 years ago and it was sitting dusty in an attic because it couldn't find distribution. And then Brie Larson got herself into a big popcorn superhero flick that accidentally made $1 billion from credulous Marvel Comics and MCU fans and people who thought this was going to be a good movie, and they went to go see it. And now this is her opportunity to scam and grift Netflix with a piece of garbage movie, one of the worst movies of all time. I wouldn't put it that way. I would just say that, it's she's rolling it out, and it's her directorial debut exclusively on Netflix. I wouldn't put it any other way. All right, so this quirky coming-of-age comedy, it wears its glittery heart. Glittery, glistening with blood. That's what hearts would do. If you took it out and you put it on your sleeve, it would be glittery or glisten. It would glisten, glistenery, with blood and with all kinds of fluids. On its sleeve, and boasts a stellar supporting cast that includes Deadpool's Karen Sony, Party Down's Ryan Hansen, Superbad's Martha McIsaac, Get Out's Bradley Whitford, and comedic genius Joan Cusack, finally a name that I know. Plus, it gives us a sensational spectacle of Samuel L. Jackson in a bright pink business suit and an afro streaked with tinsel. Well, I could have done that for you. Did it need to be Samuel L. Jackson? Why couldn't it have been Ethan Van Sciver? Yet somehow, this promising comedy is an astounding misfire. What the How could that be? Written by Samantha McIntyre, Unicorn Store centers on Kit, and that's Brie Larson, a lonely young woman whose expulsion from art school has left her lost on how to become an adult. Yeah, if she'd only stayed in art school, she would have been, boom, fast-tracked to adulthood, but she got expelled. She got expelled from art school. Now what is she going to do? Kit is obsessed with rainbows and unicorns. Her closest friends are her Care Bears. Oh, good. She sounds like somebody whose ass Rainbow Brute would beat. Rainbow Brute would beat your ass. He hates he likes rainbows. He hates unicorns. He choke slams them. And the Care Bears are emotionally manipulative, drunken bastards that Rainbow Brute also beats the crap out of when he drinks too much honeysuckle nectar. We'll get into that soon. That's my next Indiegogo campaign, ladies and gentlemen. The soles of her feet are literally caked in glitter for some reason. Ew. Take a shower. At 29, Kit is the kind of failure to launch millennial lamented about in baby boomer penned op-eds. She's the type of stupid millennial that bothers Ethan Van Sciver on Twitter all the time. She's unemployed. She's just like an SJW who bothers Ethan Van Sciver on Twitter, lives in her parents' house, watches TV all day, yes, yet feels entitled to some special destiny. So she's exactly like an anti-comics gate SJW who bothers Ethan Van Sciver on Twitter every day. Ethan Van Sciver is entitled to a special destiny. Brie Larson is not. Kit gets a job not because she has bills to pay her ambition, but because she doesn't want to be a, quote, huge disappointment to her coddling parents, Whitford and Cusack. They need daddy's belt, honestly. To prove she's ready for the first day as a temp at a PR firm, she spouts off grown-up lingo like grapefruit, flaxseed, legal pads. However, her haphazard efforts to mature find focus when she discovers the salesman and his eponymous store, which is a legitimate place of business. Yeah. And the opposite of murder? Okay. That's weird, man. Handmade pop-up cards direct Kit to the store, where the salesman takes her on a tour of its unicorn salon, Hay-specific restaurant, and ice cream parlor. He tells Kit she can have a real live unicorn that will love her forever. Look, you got it. We can't let these people make movies anymore. That's it. These Tumblrites, these weirdos, we can't let them do it. This is what they do. They make a mess. This is a mess. This is a messy and stupid idea. This coddles dummies. Why do we do this? Why do we let people have millions and millions of dollars? That millions and millions of dollars could have gone to me to make Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, or Rainbow Brute. Instead, it went to Brie Larson to make Unicorn Store. I'm not all right. I'm just saying, it just doesn't seem right. I understand, this is the way things go, but couldn't it be more of a meritocracy? Couldn't I receive all of this? At least Nasser Rabadi, couldn't he receive some of this funding to produce art? No. The sly shaming of child-free women is kind of shocking coming from Larson in the wake of the Captain Marvel press tour, where female empowerment was a key talking point. Oh, not, I understand. So Brie Larson insulted women here. She called them childless weirdos. But that's not all. Unicorn Store doubles down on its problematic plot points by introducing potential boyfriend Virgil as an alternative path to self-worth and maturity. Kit learning to love herself is just an afterthought in the sloppy story of self-discovery. Beyond its cringeworthy messaging, Unicorn Store just falls flat, flat out fails at being funny. Imagine that. Women not being funny. Which is frankly confounding when you look at its cast. It should have been funny. Sony, Hansen, and McIsaac bring verve. Sadly, they are given only scraps of screen time and forgettable punchlines to make any impact. Hamish Linklater fares better, bringing a low-key comedy as the office creep. However, Whitford and Cusack are absolutely wasted here. Who really cares? Jackson's character is paper-thin too, but between the outrageous costumes and his cartoonish zeal, he manages to at least bring fun, if not funny, as the salesman. Meanwhile, Athey delivers sharp, straight man timing to the largely thankless role of love interest who puts... All right, does anybody want to see this? Do you understand? These people gave Brie Larson a ton of money to make a piece of garbage, and it couldn't get distribution. And it wasn't until she starred as Captain Marvel until she could finally offload this piece of garbage. Now Netflix is stuck with what looks to be the worst movie of all time. I think this might be worse than Plan 9 from Outer Space at this point. This movie might be worse than Waterworld. What's another really bad movie? More recent. Could be one of the worst movies ever made, and Netflix fell for it. While she's been a laudable supporting player in comedies like The United States of Terror, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 22 Jump Street, all movies that she was in that I never noticed her in, Larson fumbles in shouldering and shaping Unicorn Store's humor. Kit comes off as a nightmarish cross between Parks and Recreation's Leslie Knope and Napoleon Dynamite. She's got the tenacity and childlike naivete of the former, the short temper and intense social awkwardness of the latter. Sounds like fun, which makes for an insufferable bully of a protagonist and a comedy that never really lands its tonal footing. So you're saying that Brie Larson is an insufferable bully. I see. So when she's directing herself as the hero of a movie, she comes across as an insufferable bully. All right, I understand. Larson doesn't achieve the levity or lunacy that might have made Kit's journey funny. Instead, we're watching a pretty, privileged, overgrown brat sulk and shout. So basically, it's just like the Captain Marvel press tour. I completely understand. And here is the verdict. Let's let the jury come back in, hand the verdict to the judge. Here it is. Despite all the magic, unicorns, and glitter, there's not much fun or whimsy to Unicorn Store, Netflix. You got conned. You got suckered. And then you stood up for her against the much wiser Joe Gill. Joe Gill told you. He told you, Netflix, and you had to open your mouth and Netflix. And that's... and it led to this. It led to this shame. Its wonder is punctured by Kit's perpetually prickly attitude. Its humor is dulled by Larson's incoherent comedy stylings. Its could be charm squandered by a script or edit that shoves all but Kit to fringe, making its insights about love and growth feel comically shallow. Even its half-hearted satirizing of adulthood and office life is too bland to thrill. In the end, the best thing I can say about Unicorn Store is it's only 92 minutes long. It's an hour and a half of your life, net fraud. Net fraud. I'll apologize to everyone. Brie Larson is absolutely the worst human being in Hollywood right now. You got suckered into buying one of her crappy movies because you wanted to virtue signal. You did it. You virtue signaled to Twitter. You got woke. You're going to go broke, at least in this one case here. I don't know if this radioactive movie is going to destroy your whole streaming platform, but perhaps it should. Maybe it should teach you a lesson. Never, ever again question Joe Gill. Never, ever again dare to platform Brie Larson. This is what you get. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Go watch Unicorn Store if you want to. If you've got 92 minutes to spend suffering, if you hate yourself. If you love yourself, though, click subscribe. Join this channel. Join this channel's family. Hit like. Share this video. Obviously, share it with some of the people who are going to freak out about it and say, oh, he hates women, he hates Brie Larson. Do that. We want those people to get this video as well. Also, please take a look at Cyberfrog Blood Honey. It's still available for 7 more days. The link's in the description below. Make sure to back Cyberfrog Blood Honey, my best-selling Indiegogo campaign, the biggest Indiegogo campaign for a comic book of all time. It's still available for 7 more days. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you later with another video. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey 08053. And I'll probably open it up on the live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it, sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over, devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist. But it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.